We are back for part 2 with Spencer Burnett, and this time we're going to talk about precise language and identity imprinting, which are probably my 2 favorite things I love about you. And we went through precise language at Vision Quest, which Vision Party, which I just finished that video today.
Oh, dope.
And then identity imprinting is my favorite 1 hour of the week. And even on days that I'm like, man, it's 9 o'clock, I don't want to go to this thing, I'm like, get your ass there. And I always find a way because it's changed my life.
Yeah.
So let's start with precise language. What is precise language?
Precise language is a way to use the unique tool of language to navigate through the process of conscious creation. So humans are the only creatures in our known universe that have the ability to use language, not to be confused with communication. All other animals communicate, plants even communicate. You know what I mean? And these are great plants, by the way. I'm just noticing. And so a lot of times when we're talking, we think that we're communicating when in fact we're just kind of grunting and expressing emotions. But using, articulate noises out of our mouth that appear to be a communication, even though we're using words, it's not communication. Yeah.
Yeah, and along with that too, like I think with precise language, I learned how unprecise I was, and then the precision came in, and everybody around me started understanding exactly what I meant. And what I would say, it didn't come off as demands, but people would do shit for me instantly. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. Let's talk about how you use precise language.
So I use it in everything that I do. I use it in the way that I filter the way that people are speaking. And so the concept of it is we use words in order to communicate that violate universal truth, okay? And universal truth is basically laws of physics, is everything is something in somewhere, right? Energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transformed, right? What is, but it can transform, but it's always something in somewhere, okay? Second is everything's always moving all the time. We are in a universe that is expanding at an accelerated rate. And so when you say like, hey, I just want this feeling to stop is a void because everything's always moving all the time.
Yeah, nothing can stop.
Yeah, nothing can stop. So like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? And then finally is like everything is true from some perspective, right? And so everything being true from some perspective is a way to be able to understand subjective truth, lowercase t truth. And when you can see the world through another person's eyes, you can be on the same page. The world when we hit the golden age or the singularity is when when all minds become one. Right? And all minds becoming one means that whatever is in my head is also in your head in a very precise way. And so we're able to create that using language. And so the faster that I can get the image in my head, in your head, the sooner we can collaborate on our joint intention. So if me and you are if the intention is to bake a cake together, and I tell you, I'm like, all right, we need flour, we need sugar, we need eggs, we need vanilla, we need a baking pan, we need some butter, and we need some baking powder, right? Like those, when I say those words, those symbols pop up in your head, and they're the same symbols in my head. And so now you can go grab that stuff, and then you say to me, okay, I need you to turn on the oven at 450 degrees. I need you to go into the fridge, and I need you to get the eggs, the milk, right? Okay, so like all of those are in my head. Okay, so that's speaking precisely. And so this is the opposite of that, is like, all right, we're gonna make a cake. Okay, Chris, what I need you to do is don't get the pepperoni. Don't get the pepperoni.
Yep.
Okay, don't get the mushrooms. All right. Don't get the rice flour. Don't get the rice flour. And milk. Oh yeah, we need milk. Don't get the whole milk.
Yep.
Like, how are we supposed to work together when I'm saying all the things that you don't need to get? Because essentially, the way that the brain understands things is we use words that create an image, and then that image provokes an emotion, and that gives us understanding of what's going on. When I say milk, and you're like, oh, milk, you see the image of milk, and then the emotion is like, yes, that's what we need for cake. So milk, yes, equals get the milk, right? And so when we use void language, like don't get the pepperoni, okay? So I'm telling you I need something, and I say do not get the pepperoni. Not as a void, because everything is something, right? So like, well, what do you need? Well, not the milk. So okay, so you might as well say, well, what do you need? Something. Okay, that can be an infinite amount of things, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm telling you, not the pepperoni. So infinity minus one, not a whole lot clearer.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And so we use language like this when we're trying to articulate our needs to people. You know, if you're in with like a romantic partner and you're just like, you're not meeting my needs.
You aren't giving them any clues.
Not giving any clues. Well, I just need you to not be an asshole, right? Yeah. I need you to stop ignoring me. Well, stop is a void because everything's moving all the time, and ignoring is a void because you're always paying attention to something.
Yep.
And so the way to clarify that is like, what I require is for you to give me attention when I get home from work. Oh. You see what I'm saying?
But how hard is it for people to ask for that? Or even like in business, you know, like the whole, oh, you know, make it stop. Make what stop? And it can't stop. Like those are two voids that you just threw up to the universe and you want it to, you know, fix it versus like, this career is not for me. Well, not even saying not anymore, but like, I want to do this now. Boom. Now you just create a momentum towards it versus like, make it stop. I don't want this.
Right. Okay. So when you want something to stop, think about it like a baby. Okay, if you are dealing with a baby who's not feeling well, and you pick them up and their body hurts, what do? They cry, wah, wah, right? And it's like, yeah, all I hear is the emotion, and I'm trying to figure out because they can't use words. Well, we think that we're so sophisticated because when we cry using void language, we're using articulate words, but we're no more communicative than a crying baby.
Yeah.
I want you to stop. I want you to stop. What? Stop what? Stop what? Looking at you? Like touching you? Like it's so and so basically what this void language does is you think that you're communicating something and you're not, and you're communicating. You think you're communicating a message when you're just communicating an emotion. And so it's super confusing because one, you're not communicating anything other than emotion. But what makes it worse is you think you are. You've gaslit yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think you said this in the precise language video too, is that if you're not communicating precise, you are literally stuck in your own loop, in your own shadow, and you think you're communicating your way out of it. And it's like, why won't anybody listen to me? And it's like, they can't listen to you because you need to speak precisely to them and tell them exactly what you need in order to get help in that moment.
Yeah. And when and the thing is, like, what causes people to speak in this void and vague language is the monsters. You know, that you in the ethereal world, you've got angels and monsters. They're both your guides, and the monsters want you stuck in pain because that's how they sustain themselves. They consume it, and so a monster will attack you by causing you to speak in void language to keep you isolated.
Yeah.
Because when you don't communicate, that's what isolation is.
Yep. Let's go into the polarities too of this. I love this when you spoke about that in the vision party, was like God and the devil, angels and monsters, and like just hit that real quick, because that was huge, because I think everybody thinks that there's these polar opposites, but it's really one.
Yeah. Well, it's like everyone thinks that there is this like eternal battle between God and the devil.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, God is everything. Everything that is, that's what you quantify as God. And so God made everything and is everything. So like, if God it made everything, then who made the devil? Then who does the devil work for?
Yeah.
So there is no battle between God and the devil.
Definitely.
I don't know. There is merely what people think is there's good and evil. There is joy and pain.
Yep.
Pain and evil, different things. And the thing is much like we can have like ownership of like, these are your plants, right? You don't technically own them, but like you care for them. You're responsible for
I'm
them.
leasing them from God.
Yeah,
right now.
right, exactly.
I pay like $30 a piece for them to lease them for the rest of my life.
Right.
So thank you.
Yeah, and so just the same as I have a cat. Our guides have us. So they and so our guides are both our angels and our monsters, and they both are messengers from God. And the thing is we feel like the devil the monsters are against us and the angels are for us. And so they're like, the power of Christ compels you. I get rid of this. Oh, I slay my demons and murder the devil. It is like hating hate is still hate, brother.
Yeah.
And murdering your demons is still murder. And so the thing is they are conspiring for your vision. They just speak in different languages.
Yeah.
Angels speak they speak in the language of love, and your monsters speak in the language of pain.
Yeah.
And both hold wisdom, but because we're such little bitches with pain and we don't understand it, we deem it to be bad. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's just as useful as messages of joy. And the thing is like I used to say, like, angels whisper, monsters scream. Not true.
Really?
Not true.
Yeah.
Monsters whisper. You just don't fucking listen.
Yeah.
And so it's just like Stewie Griffin with he's like, Mom, Mommy, 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 Mommy. And then everyone's thinking like, what a shitty little kid. This kid is fucking crazy. No, the mom didn't listen, which is why the kid is screaming. And so like so the thing is like when I used to have an autoimmune disease that caused me to get really high fevers, and I would feel this twinge of a headache, and I could hear the monsters whispering like, I'm coming. I'm like, fuck this. I'm a warrior. So I would push and I'd overcome and I would achieve despite the fact that they were coming. Well, the headache, the twinge of the headache would come into swollen glands, then achiness in the body. Now all of a sudden 106 degree fever, and I'm like, damn yous fucking monsters. And it turns out they were whispering to me, hey, because all that pain is a tap on the shoulder of your consciousness to tell you to shift course.
Yeah.
And I didn't listen. And so it got louder. Now I got a headache. Didn't listen. Now my body hurts. Didn't listen. Now all of a sudden I'm in the fucking hospital. So I have my messengers speaking to me and I'm ignoring them. So I'm the one in the hospital cursing out my monsters, but I was the one that wasn't listening. Who's the real fucking monster?
Yeah, I was even going to say, like, the summary of this is it's you versus you, and you get to pick heaven or hell, angels or monsters, happiness or fear, pain, you know? And I think that's the beauty of like precise language as a whole is just like, what do you choose? Do you choose confusion or clarity? Do you choose precision or just spray and pray and hoping, you know?
Yeah, right. And the thing is there's value in all of it,
Uh-huh.
and that's what true alchemy is the ability to transform any energy, whether it is joy or pain or chaos or clarity. It's the ability to manipulate any energy, no matter where it comes from, and being able to extract the wisdom to be able to direct that energy forward towards whatever your vision or mission is. It's a true ninja.
Yep.
Is one that uses its environment, whatever it is, to accomplish the mission.
Perfect. Well, this is a perfect transition. Now let's talk about how can you imprint an identity into yourself to just always choose joy and happiness and the positive side of alchemy when life throws you anything and everything.
Well, one, I don't imprint to choose happiness and
Okay.
and joy because sadness and pain and chaos are a part of life. In terms of the identity is imprinting the character.
Mhm.
So I don't imprint it is like I always I like I always find the joy in everything.
Yeah.
So more objective is like I always find the value
Mm-hmm.
in everything. So it's like here's another good one is like one of our friends had an imprint where it's like work can be easy. Work can be easy. And then all of a sudden the next week it got real hard. And all of a sudden he's like, fuck, I have a week ahead of me and it's hard. But I just like told myself like work is easy. And it's like, well, do you want easy or do you want fun? So because like it can be hard and fun.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And again, we choose the identity based on the circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
And so your identity is much like an outfit.
Yeah.
It is like in times of frigid conditions, I find warmth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do that by wearing my parka. But wearing your parka in the middle of the Sahara ain't a smart move.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So your identity is liquid, and so it's like how like what identity is required for whatever it is that you're trying to do.
For sure.
And so if you are suffering, like one of my favorite identity imprinting imprints is for people that are suffering from chronic sadness.
Mm-hmm.
And one of it is the line is, I am constantly tripping over joyful moments. And so the way that we imprint that, like, so here's how identity imprinting works is you put your hand on heart, you say it out loud, I'm constantly tripping over joyful moments. And on a scale of 1 to 10, you got to be honest. How much does that resonate with you? How much do you believe it to be true? And whatever it is, 5.1, 9.9, 2.2, whatever it is, it's not a 0. So even if it's a 3, then you ask yourself, what evidence has there been in the past week that demonstrates this statement to be true? What joyful moments have you just like fallen upon? Okay. So now we know what it looks like. We can identify what joyful moments looks like. Then we ask ourselves, so that's a reflection. Then we do a projection.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what opportunities do I have this next week to demonstrate this to be true? I am constantly tripping over joyful moments, right? And so you project those thoughts into the future. Mm-hmm. And then when you're going throughout your week, that statement's in your mind. And there was a time. Oh, this actually happened to me recently. I didn't think I had anything in my fridge because I just came back from a trip, and I found some cottage cheese. I know you don't like it, but like cottage cheese with some black pepper and hot sauce, dude. And I was like, oh my God, I just tripped over a joyful moment. And like whatever's on the forefront of our mind is what we pay attention to. That of which gets attention grows. That is ignored dies. And so this is how like you can kind of manipulate and consciously shape your mind to whatever identity you want, reality you want.
What are some of the identities that you're currently imprinting? I know one I'll share with the camera, I think is my favorite, is like, I am really good. This is one that's been with me forever. It's like, I'm really good at stumbling into success. When I don't try, I just meander my way into success, and I'll look around and be like, oh, whoops, how do we end up here? Another successful moment versus like, here's my action plan and stuff. It's just like, I stumble into success all the time.
Yeah. Mine right now is, one of the big motivations or intentions of coming to Austin was to find a princess and make her my queen. And so I actively chose to not date or even experience the touch or even eye contact of a woman for almost a year. And so to create an environment and a sense of self to invite her into. And so one of the statements is, I am the type of man that my queen requires.
Ooh, I like that. That's perfect.
And I want to find my princess and make her my queen so we can start a family. So another one is, I'm the type of man that my children should emulate.
I love it.
Yeah. So then when you reflect on that statement, it's like, okay, scale of 1 to 10, brother.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
And let's talk about the scale real quick too, because I love this. Even though some weeks I'll choose the same statements when we're going through the rating, and I'll be like, you said it this past week too. Like last week it could have been a 10, and this week it might be a 2. Like I went from a 10 to 7.2 on one of them, and I was like, damn, I need to tighten up my integrity.
Yeah.
But it's like, how can somebody watching this video understand that scoring system to know that it doesn't negate it to go lower? It's just like, it's time to refocus and recalibrate towards it.
Yeah. I mean, performance is streaky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Steph Curry might hit, 12 threes in a game, and then he might go on a cold streak and shoot 2 for 12, right? Yeah. And so it's the same thing. It's the same thing with our identity. It is like, I'm constantly tripping over joyful moments. Like maybe this week, I was just really negative. And identity is fluid. Yeah. And so it's always ever changing. And so it's much like working out with body composition. When I was a bodybuilder, like you work your ass off to get down to that 4 or 5% body fat, but you don't always stay there.
No, it's impossible.
Right. And so like you get up to 9, 10, and now all of a sudden like 11, 12, it's like, all right, tighten it back up.
Yep.
And so like perfection is the aim, but calibration is the game. And the only way to be able to recalibrate is if you actually revisit your performance.
Yep.
And when it comes to that rating system, it's a self-judgment. I mean, so when I was doing this with one of our members, and I was like, okay, the statement was like, I always do the best in everything I do. And then she was like, okay, scale 1 to 10. And don't judge yourself. And I was like, no. That is all you're doing here is judging yourself, because your self-judgment is all that matters.
Yeah.
So let's be honest. But you don't have to experience the shame.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, on a scale of 1 to 10, really, how are you how are you doing? And so it doesn't mean, if you got back up to 12% body fat from 5, doesn't mean that you're a piece of shit. Yeah. It just means that you need to adjust your behavior. Now, you might feel guilty, and guilt and shame are 2 different things. Shame is guilt on a loop. Guilt is merely just a variation of pain, and pain is important. It's necessary because it tells us to course correct.
Yeah.
But when it runs on a loop, shame, it means that you're paying the price for the mistake more than once. Which means you didn't learn the lesson. Yeah. Which is why it keeps coming back. Mommy.
Yeah. I think to even summarize that too is like, I forgot where I heard this, but humans are always doing their best. And it's like you show up your best no matter what, but you have life, you have the environment, you have friendships, you have relationships, you have money, you have all these elements. And it's like, even though you can always show up at your best, it's like you might have 20 distractions today and 60 tomorrow and 0 the next week. And that's what even the number reflects in my own reality and use of it. Is just like, some weeks it's chill. The last 2 months has been a freaking circus on, in sports cars. And I hope it slows down for a little bit, but it's just been insane to see how that score changes throughout the flow. But also, like, I would say the integrity never shifts. It's always like, I'm going to show up and do my best. But when it comes time Tuesday morning at 9:30, I'm like, yeah, that's only a 7.5 today. How can we get it up to a 10 next week? And I think that's the important part.
Yeah, and it's like we're simply just playing a game. And when you realize that you can fall short, and you can feel guilty, and you did break your integrity, and you are still worthy of love.
Yeah.
And it's the fear of not being worthy of love that makes us avoid even reflecting on the subjective or objective, depending on where you look at it, the subjective truth of like really what you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important on our Wednesday action planning, where we are taking that hour of the week to spend with ourselves to truly reflect. When we do that on a regular basis, we don't allow so much time to go by to where it's been so long since I met with you, Spency. And now I like feel like some shame, you know what I mean? Because like we're constantly requesting our own attention. And if we ignore it for a long time, when you do come back, there's a lot of shame.
Yeah.
If I were to be calling you and calling you and call you for week after week after week, and then you finally see me, you'd be like, fuck, hey man, fuck, sorry, you know?
Yep.
So that's why it's important for us to on a regular basis visit ourselves and reflect on ourselves, and that's what action planning does on all 5 levels of existence and dimension, and that's why it's like the ultimate calibrator.
Yep. All right, we got 2 minutes left here. Go ahead and wrap this up with precise language and identity imprinting. What is the ethos of it all for somebody watching?
Yeah, I mean, the game we're playing here as humans is one of conscious creation, one of manifestation, one of magic, like turning a thought into reality. When I call that alchemy, it's like, no, it's not real alchemy. Oh, you think turning lead into gold is impressive? How about turning vibrations that cannot be seen or experienced and turning it into physical things?
Yeah.
That's impressive, and that's the game that we're playing. And so in the game of conscious creation, what we have to ask ourselves 5 questions to make sure we're always making progress. What do you want? What's standing in your way? What's your next step? How much you fuck this up, and who do you need to be?
Yep.
And when we use precise language, we can answer those questions in a way that's constantly making progress. And when you are the person that is required to have the thing that you want, that's when it becomes effortless.
Yep.
To manifest and create.
Let's just finish it on that. Oh, all right. And then no pitching here, but where can people find you if they want to learn about precise language and identity imprinting?
SpencerBurnett.com or on Instagram, all my socials, Spencer Burnett. Go there, hit me up. And I tell people, it's like, I don't got anything to sell you.
Exactly.
Like, let's start a conversation.
Yeah.
And then I can give you invitations to things that might support you. Exactly. Whether it's something I do, something you do, someone in the community. Like, let's connect, let's grow, let's fuck some shit up.
Let's go. Fuck yeah. All right. Peace out, y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.